In this video, we are looking at the brand new Insta360 Go Ultra, a brand new redesign of the Go series. Everything that you need to know about this action camera, the good and the bad. Let's get into it. So I've always been a big fan of these Go series cameras. For literally something the size of your thumb, you're going to be able to get 4K quality, be super discreet when you're out filming and get creative angles. And the latest in this series is the Go Ultra. Now firstly, this isn't going to replace the Go 3S. Think of the Go 3S as that fun, more cost-effective camera, super discreet, really nice and small, but it's not going to have the same spec and quality as this Ultra series. So if you want the best spec, the best quality, you need to go for the Ultra. If you want something that's just super discreet, nice and small, it's going to be more lightweight than this one, then this is the one to go for. Me personally, I would want like the best spec possible in like this form factor, so it would be a no-brainer which one I would go for. And if we look at the size difference, once it's in the action pod, it's not a significant difference. Yes, it is heavier. Once we take the actual camera out though, this is where it is significantly bigger. So if we look at the size of the Go 3S, and then look at the size now of the Go Ultra, it's a completely different shape. So the camera is bigger, it's heavier, but it also packs so much more spec. And compared to other action cameras in its class, yes, the Go 3S is a much smaller footprint, but I would say once the Go Ultra is in the Action Pod as well, it's around about the same size as the Action 5 Pro. Now the most unique thing about these cameras that other action cameras can't do is that this camera completely detaches from the Action Pod, meaning you can use this then in so many different creative ways, and it magnetically attaches back into that Action Pod, so it's super easy to go from action camera mode like this, where it's all in one, to just completely detaching it and using this as a standalone camera. Now this camera, granted, compared to the Go 3S, it is bigger, but I would say that's a good thing. Because it's got a larger surface area, it means that this is going to be now much better with overheating, or lack of. But this tiny camera has a huge trick up its sleeve. So the sensor on here, believe it or not, the sensor on the Go Ultra is larger than the DJI Action 5 Pro and the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. It has a 1/1.28 sensor, which compared to other action cameras, this is the biggest in its class. It can film up to 4K 60, now that's going to be double what you could on the Go 3S. This is great for fast moving subjects, like if you're on a bike like this, or you're hanging this outside of a car, or you've got it mounted to something, that's great. Or if you want to slow your footage down. But you can also go into 2.7K and film up to 120 FPS. And none of these features are limited, thinking, right, yeah, you can only use all that spec, but you have to have it actually connected to this, which means then that's pretty much the same size as these other action cameras. No, nothing's limited. So you have the full 4K 60, 4K 30, HDR, 2.7K 120, all in this tiny camera. So I'd say the Insta360 X5, that has the best in terms of low light nighttime video I have seen. I was like completely blown away how good that was. And I'm super impressed that we have that feature on this tiny camera as well. So when we say this Ultra is not going to be a replacement of that Go 3S, it isn't, because this alone is so much better. You are paying more for this. This is a prosumer target, but you're getting a lot more out of it. So just look at some of these examples on the screen now. This is taken in low light and some dark scenes using the pure video mode on this camera. It's super impressive. So it means you're not just limited to filming in daytime, good conditions. Once that sun's set, you can still get really good quality. Now it has 4K 30 HDR. This is like a high dynamic range. This is great if you're going to be viewing this content on like a HDR monitor on your phone, but it's also good for using this when you want the highlights and the shadows to be balanced. So it will automatically do this for you. So in sunrises, sunsets, where it's quite bright conditions, but also when you're in an area where you've got different exposures. So I'm in the car here, so I'm indoors, but I also want to show the outside as well. I want that to be perfectly exposed, and you can see it does it all for you. So the contrast, the colors, the exposure, it's all looking really nice, and I would say lifelike as well. It's not too sharp, it's not over processed like you would get on an iPhone footage. And the video quality overall is such an improvement over that Go 3S because it has now a much larger sensor. We can see that difference. So the quality is much better, not too sharp. The exposure is nice amount of contrast and saturation. And this is all filming in the standard color profile. And you've also got a setting. This comes from the Ace Pro 2 and the X5 as well, which is clarity zoom. So when you're filming like 4K 30, on the back of it here, you can literally just tap this button and that will then zoom in 2 times without losing any quality whatsoever. But I just love that we can actually record from this camera alone, and that's what generally I'm using the most out of it. So it has a shutter button on the front of the camera, so you literally just press that. You can see the little tally lights on the front and the top of it. Press it again and it will stop. If you turn it and you press it, it's now going to actually record in vertical, so you can do horizontal or vertical modes. Or I could switch to free frame mode on here, and then it will record horizontal and vertical content simultaneously. And finally as well, a great advantage to this is at the side of here, we lift this up, we now have an SD card slot. So on all the other Go series, they would have built-in storage. Whilst that was an advantage, it also was frustrating when you ran out of storage, you would have to then go and transfer or delete files before you could use it again. Now you can just put in an SD card in here. So this is so much better. Once this gets full, you can just swap it out, put a new one in. It's never going to stop you filming. And the back of this camera is magnetic, so you can attach this to anything that's got a metal base. So if you're out and about and you see like a metal pole, you can literally just attach this to that pole, and that's now going to capture you. Perfect if you're vlogging or if you just want to capture some unique angles of you. And it's also fantastic because this is super discreet. So if you're just thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you don't want this big camera or taking your phone with you, you can literally just record on something like this. Is anybody really going to tell what you're doing if you're holding this camera like that? And a lot of people like this discreet aspect to it. And Insta360 also do the Go Air. So this is their wireless microphone. Now at the time of recording this, I can't get this to connect straight away, but I have been told it's going to be very soon. So it's literally a wireless mic that's going to be able to connect directly to this camera, and then you're going to get wireless audio without the need for any wires. So it is going to be fantastic when we can use the Insta360 Air, the wireless microphone with this, a really convenient setup then. But the audio on here is decent as well. So right now there's no wireless microphones whatsoever. This is directly out of the camera, and I've got the wind noise reduction set to low. Now if you're on like a bike and you're moving pretty fast, you can set that to high, and there's also a vlog setting as well. So now I've switched it to the vlog setting, so there's not going to be as much noise reduction, which then is going to give you a much clearer voice. So this enhances that voice. So this would be the one I'm going to be using the most. Now if it is pretty windy where you're going to be vlogging, you could then select the noise reduction setting, but for me personally, I would just do that in post when I'm editing. But overall, what do we think about this? For me, I think this is fantastic. Certainly my favorite action camera now. Really small, convenient, and get decent audio. I can detach this camera when I want. It's fantastic. Now battery life on here is super important because it doesn't have swap out batteries. What's the battery life like? Well, Insta360 say that you're going to get 70 minutes of battery life from just using this camera alone. And then once you put this inside of the action pod, you're going to get round about 200 minutes. But those figures, they're in 1080p. Now, who's going to use this camera in 1080p? I'm sure not. I'm going to be using it. It's in the full 4K or the 2.7K 120. And I've found when I've been using this, I've been getting round about 35 to 40 minutes when just using this camera alone. And then when you attach this back into the action pod, this is also going to charge that camera for you simultaneously without plugging this in. And when using this as a whole, I've been getting around about 2 hours of battery life. But this also supports fast charge, and it is super fast. So you can get this from 0 to 80% in 12 minutes. Now the action pod has also been redesigned. So on the front of it, you've got this nice grip, much easier to hold on to. In the past, there'd be nothing. It's literally just the camera. There was no grip whatsoever. That's much better. Now the screen on the top, this still flips out, and this is such a great feature. It means you can use this for vlogging, use this as a standalone camera, and you can see clearly on that screen. I can see me, or I could have it facing this way and just tilt that down, and now I'm using it like a normal camera. I could have this lower down, tilt that screen up, and see here. But my favorite aspect of using this action pod is that I could literally take this out. I could attach it to something magnetically. Let's just say that stand there. Now, this action pod is now a wireless monitor. So this now can see exactly what that camera is seeing. So I can see myself on here. I could start recording I'm nowhere near that camera and now it's recording me and I can see my framing perfectly. So I could just be literally talking to that camera and then just to the side, I've got my monitor there so I can make sure I'm in frame. And this is so good when you're just like out and about, you just literally have this, make sure it's filming correctly. You could be playing like football or basketball or any sports out there. You just want this to capture it. So you just got this camera recording in the distance, but you've got your action pod and using that as a wireless monitor. It's so creative. But the accessories that you can get for this make that experience even better. So you can get a chest mount. This is going to allow you to magnetically attach this onto your chest. And you're going to get these really unique POV angles, either in horizontal or vertical. So that comes inside of the kit. But you also get this baseball cap mount. So you just get your camera. And once it's attached, you can adjust this and get different angles all from your cap. And I'm always using suction cups for getting these different angles. So a car shot like this, I literally just attach this to the roof. And you can use this in two different ways now. So you can get the camera on its own and you can attach this onto it. Now, because it's magnetic, it's so easy to switch between these different mounts. So once it's on there now, I can adjust that angle. If I want to have the whole action pod on, I can still do that as well. Put that onto here straight away. Just so quick and effortless to switch between all these different mounts. They even have this. This is the Insta360 ring. So from the distance, you might have just thought like this was some like Aura ring or something. No, it's a stop start shutter button. So I literally just press that. That's now going to start recording. Press it again and it stops. Rather than reaching over every single time pressing that stop and start button, all I literally do is that. And it's recording. Press it again. Stop recording. There's honestly so many different accessories that are available to not just this, but all the different Insta360 cameras. It's like somebody's in that office in Insta360 just thinking constantly about accessories. What should we make now? What should we make? What should we make? And they just keep continuing to add different accessories. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So whilst it does have a lot of positives, it's not perfect. There are a few negatives that I don't particularly like as well. Now, the main one is the waterproofness. Is that a word? Waterproofness? Well, the camera, you can actually go into the water. You can dive down to 10 meters without the need for any case when you're using this. Now, the action pod is still only splash proof, just like the previous version. So you can get this wet, like maybe a bit of rain, but you can't take this into the water. I wish that was waterproof. I really do hope on future versions this whole system can be waterproof like other action cameras. And whilst I really do like the magnetic base for attaching different accessories super quick, I know this is probably going to go down to the size constraints of this and the design of it. But if it had like a 1/4-20 thread on here, like we have on some other action cameras, it would mean that if you forget one of these magnetic bases, it doesn't mean that you can't then attach it to other like accessories you might have. For instance, something like this. I won't be able to attach that unless I always remembered this magnetic mount. And this, compared to the Go 3S, is a prosumer device, but it still doesn't have 10-bit, it doesn't have log, it doesn't seem to have any kind of like flat color profile. So a lot of it is either using the Insta360 filters or that normal color. It would have been great to see a flat color profile at least, where we could add our own color correction, color grading on there and protect those highlights and shadows. But overall, I really do like this camera. It's by far my favorite Go series. The picture quality on here is much better. And I love the unique aspects of this, that we can take this camera out, get creative shots, attach this to items in your location magnetically. It's so unique, and in that aspect of it, better and more fun than like standard action cameras. If I was to choose either of these, 100% the difference would be worth it for getting that performance and quality in the Ultra. I'll put the prices on the screen right now for the Ultra, and also I'll show you the price compared to the Go 3S as well. If you want to go check this out, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. If you hit that link as well, you're going to get an extra gift as well, just between me and you. So don't tell anybody else, just hit that link, go and pick this up. A fantastic, fun camera. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor, just hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here, because there's still more and more coming out. It never stops. This is such a busy time, and I'll see you on the next one.